Okay, I'm back. But that movie like really did piss me off though. Yeah, I'm like, which one pisses me off the most? You know, it infuriated me because I'm like, where do these dudes come off with all these demands and shit, and like you can't even, you can't even build your own road. You know what? Like, where do these dudes come from, man? You don't even have a fucking road. Women don't even respect you, and they're running off to white men and Chinese dudes, and you mad at that. But it's like you expect women to naturally bow down to you off of, you know, racial shit because you black, religion, and it's like you ain't got nothing to offer. I'm like, shit. There's really no point. And like, a lot of these dudes have a lot of nerve. They have a lot of nerve pulling that. Can't even wipe your own ass, but you making all these demands. These bitches better respect me. Don't box ass me. I'll knock the bitch out. They'll talk all that mess. They'll act like the biggest and baddest person in the world when they're around their women. But when it comes to white men and Chinese dudes, these Chinese dudes are like slapping them on the head. These Chinese dudes are Latin that from the. I'm just kind of going back and forth from the documentaries. Just these Chinese dudes slapping them. They just wish they could. You know, had a Chinese dude talking about, man, I want to behead them, and do it in front of the blacks. Yeah. Chinese dude said that. I want to behead them. I want to beat up the blacks. Every time he made a threatening, every time he mentioned black people, he would always, it was always in a negative connotation to where he wants to beat them up or kill them. And he would just say it in such like a calm manner, like it was just kind of like when you see it, you'd be like, damn, did that just really come out of his mouth so plainly? And, he just said it with ease, like he just didn't give a damn. Like he didn't give a damn. But this is why I also laugh at these pro blacks making all these demands when I see Black MGTOW or the IB Moore or you know the Angry Man or whatever these dudes come off, these usernames or whatever. I laugh at these dudes because I'm like, where do you come off making all these demands? It's funny how my ideas are stupid, but when Sarge says it, y'all agree with it, but y'all still run around being dumb. You know, I'm an independent thinker. Shit. And there's plenty of things that I don't agree with Sarge in many things, but this was one video that he made that I completely agree with. But when it comes to the other dudes, like Jada Black or what's O'Shea Jackson, O'Shea something. But they're making a video about um or even Rom Wills. We're good men. We're good black men. Blue collar. We're good black men. You know, And I'm like, what magnificent shit you've done. If a female likes you for liking you, good for them. But it's like it's crazy when I see these black men on YouTube demanding respect out of something, out of good character or their religion. Oh God, I hate it when I see Hebrew Israelites getting on black women for shit. Granted, I don't like Christians either. I don't like them either. I don't like the ratchet shit that I see. But I'm like, where do you come off? You know, I'm seeing them, berating every goddamn buddy. And when they talk about nation building, they're talking. I remember I was watching one video of them, and they're talking. They're talking, and I forgot. I think this was in New York or Brooklyn, and they were talking about nation building and shit. And they were talking about the new kingdom of God will come, and we're so ready to go to war with the cracker. We're so ready to go to war with the devil. God just has to give us that okay. We're just waiting for. We just waiting like they're clone troopers waiting for Order 66. Yeah, like man, yeah, we doing all this good shit though, but we waiting for Palpatine, man. We waiting for him. Like we ready to kill the Jedi. When given the order, man. I don't even care if I'm taking a shit. I have a pistol in my holster ready for a motherfucker. That's what these Hebrews were on. They were like, we're gonna be having chariots. And I'm like, these niggas never even rode a goddamn horse in their life. And these niggas talking reckless about like we're gonna go to war on chariots. I'm like, damn, how many niggas are riding horses in New York? I'm like, come on, be real. These niggas talking magical as shit. We're gonna be riding chariots. I have to remember that video. If I can find it, I'll link it. But these niggas were hilarious. Talking about we're gonna be riding chariots and like we're gonna be enslaving nations. White people will be our slaves. Like you will be our slave. I'm like, and let me guess. With your magicalness, all the battleships, semi-automatic, automatic shotgun, riot, riot gear tactics, fighter jets, predators, recon drones, all this will fail. All the technology and the tactics, riot tactics will magically fail. And like niggas on some shit. That's why I denounce a lot of these religious conscious dudes. I can't take Hebrew Israelites seriously. And they be the main ones running up to black women. You need to get that white woman hair off your head, bitch. Yeah. Do you know how stupid you look like walking around with an Asian woman's hair on your head? Do you know how stupid you look? I'm like, this is coming from niggas who don't even think they're African, black as hell as me, and these Hebrew Israelites talking about they ain't African. They talking about they're gonna enslave people, and nobody. And this is coming from niggas who dress like fucking cosplay characters, like a black version of Dungeons and Dragons or Lord of the Rings or whatever. And it's like niggas in these little overdressed play clothes are gonna be fighting against people with tanks. Hell, I don't even think white people even need armor to fight these niggas. but anyways, I'm digressing. I'm digressing. I'm gonna get away from that topic. But you know, this is why black men need to forget about worrying about black women and just say just be like whatever. Okay, they're on that shit. Whatever. You know, all I see these dudes, you know, talking about like we ain't building. And I'll admit I was on that shit too, not too long ago. But I realized how stupid it sounded, you know, shortly. But you know, these dudes talking about we ain't gonna build unless you know we get our unless black women get their shit together, you know, or when you know black women start acting like ladies, or when y'all start wearing your natural hair, we're gonna. Yeah, I'm like, shut up. You telling me you can't even do all these magical things that that you claim to know how to do until you know, until black women in the hood get their act together. I'm like, okay. And, you know, Africans and African Americans are so much alike. They're so much alike. It's almost uncanny. You know, despite, I was watching a Grapevine video the other day. It was an old episode, and they were talking about the differences between Africans and African Americans, and what Africans, you know, think of African Americans, and they look down on us. And I'm like, this is funny. You know, after I saw that documentary that I was talking about earlier, that's funny to me. I'm like, wow, this is coming from people who can't even get their own roads made. Hey, at least niggas here, and I'm looking at black folks in my area. I live by a graveyard, huge graveyard, and you know I see black construction workers. You know I see black people riding and manding bulldozers and whatnot. You know, getting it done. You know, and this is funny. You know, granted, there is a good bit of black folks and black men who are not getting it all together. But I can bet you that if African Americans are doing a lot better than Africa, I got you know I can bet that. I can bet that. Granted, we'll see the successful minority of Africans coming in, but by and large, I think African Americans are in a better boat than Africans. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. But but this whole high horse that Africans are on, I'm like, y'all can't even talk, man. After seeing these documentaries of like the trouble, like you guys can't even. I'm like, y'all call people up to do a job, and like when you call people up, you ain't even the bosses. I'm watching this documentary, Empire of Dust, and the Asian dudes are running things. How the fuck is that happening? Like I'm like, shouldn't there be like a black dude telling the Asians like, okay, hey, bring your material and your equipment, put it over there. Hey, come here. Fill up this ditch. Hey, we need to find a power outlet. You know, I'm like, they ain't even doing that. It's the fucking Chinese dude coming in here, and he's like, and maybe it's because of it's his perspective. I'll give that. I could be wrong. It may be because it's his perspective, but I'm like, damn, no matter whose perspective it is, I'm like, why can't things be done? You call somebody up and at least have your shit together. If I'm going to, call it let me just dumb it down. Like if I'm gonna call the plumber and I tell him, hey, come to my house at 1 p.m. I'm not gonna go to Walmart and not come back home until 5 o'clock and then be like, why hasn't the job been done? You have to do your part. If you're gonna ask for help, do your share. Do your share. It's like that's why I'm not even really mad at interracial dating anymore. I just like, you know, I just don't give a fuck about it. Black men are literally we really have to run like individuals, to be honest with you, because there's really not a lot of a large alliance that we can have with each other. You know, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I don't see where there's even a close reliance between African Americans. I don't even see the point of working with them. I don't even see the point of unifying with them. And I don't hate them. Africans are cool people. But when it comes to like nation building, I'm like, y'all cannot be talking bad about us when we hear stories, and this is even from stories from you guys' own news, of these wild churches and these fucking pastors talking about crazy shit. I remember there was like one, the semen thing, the peeing thing. I'm like, hey, we can talk about the Negro pastors in the African American community, but I ain't never seen them niggas do shit that wild. They ain't gonna do shit that wild out in the open. At least there's some sanity within them. So they can't come to us with any type of bullshit, man. You can't come up to yeah, you might be the good one. Yeah, you might be the one that, fell through the crack, escaped the poverty and, you was the exception. But by and large, man, in the majority, y'all ain't even y'all are not running light years ahead of us. We're practically on the same pace, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna cut this video here. I'm just rambling and going on in circles.